Hello everyone, Scott Schoen from the Family Martial Arts Academy here again. I'm going to be tailoring this talk a little bit more towards adults, and I'm going to be talking about the same theme I just did, why people do the things they do. And the reason that we do the things we do is because of who we are. And so all of our behavior comes from who we are, and who we are shapes what we think is best for us. Again, or not again, but for the first time, let's say that you are at a restaurant and your soup comes and your soup has a fly in it. Obviously, you're disgusted and you send the soup back. But when a fly goes past a frog, the frog eats it. And the reason is because you're a person and the frog is a frog. Well, it's the same thing. When you look at 10 different people and the same thing happens to all 10 people will react in a different way. Very simple reason, because each of them is a different person. It's not what happens to us that determines our behavior, but who we are that creates our behavior. So the key there and the interesting thing there is that from who we are, we will then see what we believe is best for us. The frog believes eating the fly would be best, and the person believes eating the fly would not be best. And so then we make our choices dependent on what we think is best for us. And our behaviors fulfill some need for us. Let's take a topic that a lot of adults are interested in, diet and health. And you say to yourself, why can't I stop eating? Or why can't I consistently work out? The answer to that question is very simple. It's who you are, and it's because not working out or not staying on a diet is a strategy that somehow fulfills a need for you better than working out and staying on your diet. And so what you want to do is figure out what need is that fulfilling and come up with a new strategy that works better than not staying on a diet and not working out to fulfill that need. Once you do that, you replace the old strategy that's not working completely for you. It's working better than the one you're trying to replace it with. You replace that one, you fulfill that need, and then you will be able to get onto working out or dieting. And so that's the key, is to understand that everything we do is because we believe it is what is best for us. And this is what St. Augustine said, thousands of years ago. And it's just a really key principle to understanding your own behavior. Same thing with other people. This should give you tremendous freedom when it comes to other people's behavior. So if someone cuts you off in traffic and yells at you and blames you, or you come home and your spouse is really upset with you, or you get home from work and there's a call from the principal about your child's behavior. Whatever someone else has done, it's because they believe it is what is best for them, and they also the strategy that they're using somehow fulfills a need. Now, when we're looking at them, and sometimes when we're looking at ourselves, it's easy to say that strategy is not the best, it's maladapted, it's not working, so I want to do something new. And then you fail at that new thing. Just remember, a lot of times your behavior is fulfilling some kind of need, and you can't just ignore that need and expect the behavior to change. It doesn't work that way. And this is why a lot of times when someone goes into maybe like a weight loss clinic or they go into a rehab center, depending on the center, unless they replace those old strategies, they may make them not drink for a month, or they may make them not eat for a month, as much as they used to. They'll lose weight. Then when they come out, unless they have new strategies, they just go back to the same behavior. Because in there they weren't allowed to, they were forced not to do it. But as soon as they get out, they start using the same strategies that they had before to fulfill their needs. And so in that way, when other people do things to us, we can say that we understand why they did it. I can see why you might have done that, or I can see why you might have said that, because you believe it's what's best for you. I don't think you're right, maybe, okay? But that doesn't change the fact that that's why they did it. They didn't do it to hurt you. They didn't do it to be evil. They didn't do it for those reasons. They may even say, I did it to hurt you, I hate your guts. But inwardly, they believe saying that and doing that is what's best for them, and that's the real reason. So when we can help other people to see that the strategy that they're using, one, doesn't work. It's just like for kids bullying. When you say to the bully, don't tease me, that's exactly what they want to hear. They're doing it so that they can be entertained by you coming back to them. But when you pay no attention to them, it's no longer entertaining and they get out of there. Okay, so same type of strategy. You want to figure out what is the need that this person is fulfilling by behaving in that way, and then you want to make it so that that need is no longer fulfilled by your behavior. And remember, this isn't something somebody's going to come out and say, well, honey, every time you come home, I explode at you because I want your attention. Well, obviously, that is not a conversation that most people have. They're just not that insightful. So you want to say, okay, maybe every time I come home, my spouse is upset with me and explodes because they're lonely. They missed me all day, and they feel overwhelmed and they need help. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing one thing every day for them to assist them and help them out. And then when I get home, I'm going to spend 15 minutes quietly listening to them and not saying too much. And now you're fulfilling their need for attention and you're fulfilling their need for help. They may feel overwhelmed. And so as you start doing that, now the strategy of them getting upset and yelling at you when you came home, they don't need to do that anymore, because now this new thing is happening that's fulfilling their need better. All right? And I'm not saying that that's the correct strategy. I'm just saying that's an example. So again, everything everyone does comes from who they are and what they think is best for them. If we can change the effect of that strategy so it's not working for them anymore and help them to replace it with a new and more functional strategy, then people will treat us in a different way. And it will help them, of course. So if it's someone like our spouse or our children, we can help them replace the strategy. Someone else, they may not be interested in hearing that from us, so we're not going to tell them what to do, but we can make it so that it no longer works for them. Maybe you have a boss that's always yelling at you, and so you're worried about losing your job, and so you do everything they say. Well, they feel they need the work done, and when they yell at you, you get the work done, and so that's perpetuating it. It's hard to switch jobs or whatever, especially in this economy, but ultimately you would say, okay, when they yell at me, I maybe somehow will not do the work. But when they say nothing, I will stay extra, I'll work extra hard, or something along those lines, finding out whatever it is that's causing that behavior and making it so that strategy is not what is best for them. Boss isn't yelling at you because he hates you or he's an evil person. It's because of who he is and that he thinks that works best. Okay, so we change that around. Give this a try, and feel free to make some comments below and let me know what you think. For me, again, when I first heard this, I thought, well, that's nothing. That's no big deal. But it is a really big deal, and it will greatly help you to answer the question of why is this other person acting this way, or that person's crazy. What they're doing doesn't make any sense. It may not, but this is the reason why they're doing it. And so we can help them to see that it's not the best strategy and help not fulfill the need that strategy is fulfilling for them, and then they'll change their behavior. I hope this was helpful. It certainly was to me when my teachers talked with me about it, and I hope everyone has a great week.